take a look at the latest Winneconne, Winchester, and eventually Fox Crossing. Neenah, Menasha, Oshkosh, you are not in the warning, but you are awfully close. Oshkosh, seek shelter as well, as this storm's about to be blowing through here. We're expecting winds that could be in excess of 60 miles per hour, potentially with that warning. Winds to 70, in fact, per the warning. Let's get a look at arrival times for the rest of the area. Looks like Appleton at the top of the hour or just before. Kaukauna at 9:05. Hobart at about 20 after 9. City of Green Bay coming in about 9:25, 9:26. Bellevue at about 9:30. And then finally into Manitowoc at about 10 to 10. And then Marinette, Menominee at the top of the hour. So that's just to kind of give you an idea of the timing of when this is going to be coming through. I don't anticipate this to weaken drastically as it does move to the east-northeast. And so that means at 8:40 now, well, rounding almost to 8:42. What do we got there, Ryan? Do we got another tornado warning, or is that just a reissue?
Just reissue.
Okay.
Getting some questions in the...
Here we go. This is Oshkosh. Storm is here. We said just a couple moments ago it's on its way, and there it is. So again, this storm potentially right on that leading edge, even though you're not in a tornado warning, this severe thunderstorm warning does contain the possibility of a tornado. If it doesn't bring that threat, damaging straight line winds is there as well, as we could have wind gusts that could top 70 miles per hour. And you can see as we face this camera right into the storm, it's going to get battered around. You can see the torrential rain coming through. This is live right now. This is Oshkosh. This is why we were telling you to seek shelter, get indoors, and certainly get as many walls between you and the outdoors as you can. Stay away from windows, even in these situations. That's paramount to maintain, the most amount of safety that you can.
New tornado warning issued for northern Winnebago County until 9 p.m. For the radar indicated rotation, just we've been tracking.
Okay, so is this the same area that we were going over?
Yep, they just added another warning out ahead of that same warning.
All right, so the worst of this, unfortunately, we don't have a live camera in Winneconne, but anywhere along that leading edge where you can see essentially where it goes from a green radar return to yellow and red, right on that leading edge, that's where the nasty stuff is going to be happening with these storms, right through here. So Dale, Clayton, the town of Vinland, and then Oshkosh is not showing up as a label, but Oshkosh, of course, is right there. So that's what we just showed you live on our camera, just blew through. This is going to be moving out into Lake Winnebago here shortly, and that means it's racing across the lake, and obviously western Calumet County, you're going to be next up in a matter of moments. We could probably give you a quick update on that. Right on that leading edge. As we get it into western portions of Calumet County, including the city of Sherwood, or the town of Sherwood rather, and into the south end of the Fox cities. So Neenah, 8:51, Menasha at 8:53, Harrison at about the top of the hour, along with Appleton a little before, Little Chute at 9:01, and Kaukauna at 9:03. These are tornado-warned storms. The potential of a tornado could spin up very quickly here. We're not going to get a lot of confirmation until after, if there were a tornado, until the damage, because it's nightfall now. It's just really, really difficult to see anything in these conditions. Heavily rain-wrapped if there's anything. On top of that, we have a damaging wind threat as this line pushes through. So we're currently at 8:44. I just ran that storm track for that. For those communities here, notice Green Bay, we're still in the clear. And we won't be, though, much longer, as I just kind of highlighted moments ago. Checking in on what we have going on up in the Northwoods, that tornado warning running until 9:15, so another half an hour. Worst of that, just blowing through Anago and into western sections of Shawano County. Worst of that tornado warned storm is on its way into eastern Langley County. So let's get an update on that as we take a look at those communities. White Lake, Heads up to you, anywhere basically just east of Anago now, that it's very evident to see where that storm front's coming through, right through here.
So I'm getting a lot of questions in the Facebook Live chat about Manitowoc, and I have the storm track on this line moving through. It looks like ETA from Manitowoc about 9:27 p.m. Just getting a lot of questions on that in the Facebook chat, so if I would answer that one.
And if you do have any questions, of course, make sure you drop them in. We are live here and on social media, so you can literally take us now wherever. Well, let's go back to Max 1 if we could. Max 1, and we have that tornado warning that is really kind of a small tornado warning, but it's for northern portions of Winnebago County. That storm is quickly racing through that warning, and Fox Crossing, Neenah, Menasha, Appleton, Greenville, this is all heading into your area. So this storm is going to quickly outrun this warning. I doubt we get to 9 o'clock with it because it is quickly, it's almost to Appleton already. So New London, down toward Clayton, down toward Winchester, Vinland. Storm is blowing through Oshkosh right now. Let's take a look at our Oshkosh camera if we can, see if it's still whipping as much as it was. A lot of heavy rainfall coming through. Thankfully, right now anyway, we don't have much in the way of reports, damage reports, but these nighttime events are like this. We're not going to know what happened until we get to the light of day, and if there's damage, that's when we usually find out about it in these types of events. All right, recapping what's happening down in Fond du Lac County. Tornado warning until 9 o'clock for southern portions of Fond du Lac County. Looks like the worst of that is racing right through central portions of Fond du Lac County right now. The city of Fond du Lac itself is in the direct path of this line that has the potential for brief spin-up tornadoes. So this is just on the west side of Fond du Lac. It's moving through North Fond du Lac as I speak. You should certainly be in your safe location right now. A good thing to do is if you don't have the ability to do so with a smartphone, take us right with you. You can turn your television up to a really loud volume, and then at least you get the audio from our feed right now coming to you for the updates. City of Fond du Lac, you need to be in your basement, in your safe spot right now. And then it looks like right on top of Oakfield, heading into Byron here shortly, Eden and Campbellsport, you got a little time. But then as the storm is racing eastward at roughly 45 to 50, it's not going to take long to get to you. So that I can tell you right now, Rosendale, the worst has passed through for you. Ripon, the worst is over. Brandon, Fairwater, Alto, and then westward more so into Green Lake and Marquette counties where this all started a little bit ago here this evening with these strong storms moving through. All right, so essentially all of Fond du Lac County is warned, and then we have the Winnebago County warning, as you see there. Northern Winnebago County, those communities impacted include Amaro, Winneconne, Winchester, Fox Crossing here in the far northeast. This is almost a Fox Crossing. If it's almost a Fox Crossing, it's in Neenah, Menasha, and it's essentially just on the doorstep of Appleton. You are included in a severe thunderstorm warning, city of Appleton. So seek shelter and get into your safe location. We'll have to see what the Weather Service does with that warning in northern Winnebago County. The worst of it right now is rolling through Winchester, almost to Fox Crossing. And Winneconne, the worst of this has blown through you or is on top of you right now. Just got some new radar information. So Neenah, town of Neenah, Fox Crossing, Menasha. You should be taking shelter right now. Let's go ahead and just kind of keep updating these tornado warnings that we have.
Getting some questions in the
Okay.
chat as well. What about Oconto Falls, and Sturgeon Bay? I have Oconto at 9:33, and Marinette I do have at 9:48, so roughly a little bit before that for Sturgeon Bay, if you're wondering.
Okay, so we're looking live I-41 and County 00. Obviously, the storm is just ripping through there right now. A lot of torrential rain. You can see that in the reflection of the headlights on I-41. So a tough storm to be in at this time. A lot of cloud to ground lightning, wind gusts that could top 70 miles an hour, and the potential for even some quick, brief tornado development right along this leading edge. That's been the issue all evening long. Look at the cloud to ground lightning there.
Getting a report from the Facebook live chat. There was a power loss on the north side of Oshkosh with those storms we were seeing a few minutes ago.
All right, so we're going to get power out, and then we're going to work on that as well, the power outage update. If you can hear me in the back, or director or producer, if we could take a look at power outage numbers when we can. Okay, so what do we have right now for active warnings? Looks like that tornado warning up north, and we have the tornado warnings down in eastern Fond du Lac County. It looks like the Weather Service has just decided to go with a broad severe thunderstorm warning with the mention of tornado possible, which now includes the city of Green Bay. My system's going to want to grab that tornado warning.
Just a few minutes ago, the Weather Service has canceled both tornado warnings in Winnebago County.
All right, that's good news. Winnebago, from a tornado warning standpoint, you're in the clear. However, we've got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning with the tag tornado possible in it. The threat is considerable. It says all radar indicated. Straight line wind damage potential up to 70 miles an hour. So this is now moving through New London, Greenville, almost to Appleton. We're going to run a new storm track on this because we have a new warning. So that severe thunderstorm warning goes until 9:15. It's currently 8:52. I would imagine it's got to be longer than that. I think I'm in the wrong one. There we go, 9:45. All right, so City of Green Bay, De Pere, Bellevue, southward along 41 into the Fox Cities. Severe thunderstorm warning for you until 9:45. And we have the threat of considerable wind damage, winds to 70 miles per hour. Green Bay, you need to be taking your shelter as well. Do we have a new tornado warning up here?
Was just continued for Menominee and Oconto counties. And they just continued the severe thunderstorm warning in Brown County, Calumet, Manitowoc, Outagamie, Wapaka, and Winnebago counties.
Okay, so tornado warning still ongoing for eastern Langley County, White Lake. You need to be taking shelter. Looks like this tornado warning clips the northern portion of Menominee County. It would be just north of Neopit and those communities there. So a very rural portion of Menominee County in a tornado warning. And it clips the far western portion of Oconto County. It does not include Townsend, Lakewood, or Mountain, but you should be taking this warning as if it is, because I think this is going to be pushed into your direction here shortly. Crandon up into Forest County as well. The good news for Anago and Elko, the worst of this storm is over for you. So tornado warning up there in eastern Langley County, far northern, north and northwestern Menominee County, and into far western. It's just clipping Oconto County, northwestern Oconto County. That runs until 9:15. Make sure you're into your safe location and seeking shelter from that. What I want to do is I'm going to run a storm track on this because now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in. That includes the city of Green Bay, just off to the west of Manitowoc as well. It's kind of hard to see it through all of the clutter of how many warnings we do have ongoing right now. Just to give you an updated arrival time, Ryan, could you give me a movement on that severe thunderstorm warning cluster? I'm assuming we're going to be right around 50 miles an hour still. These storms are absolutely racing. And so the arrival on this, as it continues to move off to the east-northeast.
60 miles an hour.
Coming in at 60.
Yep.
Okay. So that is why these are bringing such a damaging wind threat. I'm going to run that track again because we're going to update that movement as we plug this in. So right now I'm really kind of just focusing in on the Fox Cities and up north and east to Green Bay, and points off to the north. So over the course of the next hour's worth of time, Appleton right now, Kaukauna right now, or shortly in a few minutes, City of De Pere, which we could include Lawrence and Hobart, 9:17, City of Green Bay at 9:22, and then Manitowoc at 9:42, Two Rivers at about 10 to 10, Peshigo at about 10 to 10. Just to give you a heads up. That's the type of timing that we're expecting with these before they get to certain communities. So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, includes the City of Green Bay, winds to 70 miles per hour potentially. The tornado warnings that are active are up in the Northwoods, in Langley County, northern and western Menominee County, and far western Oconto County. And then as we slide the map down, this is really moving quickly through Fond du Lac County. The worst of this is right now located on top of the city of Fond du Lac, including the city of Oakfield, and about to get to Eden, and is quickly racing off to the east-northeast into northeastern portions of Fond du Lac County. So Mount Calvary, and then northward, Brothertown, Stockbridge, Sherwood. All of those communities are in the path. Even though you may not be in this warning, you're in the path of this line of storms, and frankly, this line of storms has the potential to either deliver 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts or some brief spin-ups. So we've been in sustained tornado coverage here, or at least tornado warning coverage. Numerous warnings issued already here this evening. This will always take precedent over programming. We are in an age now where you can quickly get caught up on a show that you miss, provided that we have this breaking weather information at this time.
Do you want to get, there was a storm report out of Outagamie County, 2 miles northeast of Medina, heavy downfall, severe bending of trees with winds gusting at least in excess of 60 miles per hour estimated. So that's the first storm report we've gotten.
We're getting an update on some power outages now. Tim, what did you say? 16,000 WPS customers without power, but of course, was that in the Oshkosh area? Okay. Okay, excuse me, I'm talking about my director right now. 16,000 without power from WPS. Now, obviously, We Energy services a big chunk of that, about 2,000. So we're looking at roughly 18,000 people without power in and around Winneconne, over toward the Oshkosh area. That's what we're getting right now on the latest on that. So 9:15, it's just about to, top of the hour here, so about 15 more minutes, that tornado warning for northeastern Fond du Lac County till 9:15. I would anticipate this to get pushed and covered at least by a severe thunderstorm warning, which is already issued for Calumet County and into portions of Manitowoc County. So we're just going to do a storm track on the worst of these storms and where they're at right now. Fond du Lac, you're getting hit hard. Leading edge, anywhere you see these little notchy areas on the leading edge, that's where we could have some issues in terms of a brief spin up. And as we bring this east-northeast, Calumet at 9:04, Chilton at 9:08. So you got roughly 10 minutes or so to prepare for these storms to come through. Plymouth at 9:14, Waldo at 9:18, Kiel about 9:19 or 9:20, Howard's Grove at 9:23, and then Sheboygan Falls at 9:26. Into north central Manitowoc County, it looks like Whitelaw is populating at 9:30, so roughly about 30 minutes away from those locations, just to give you a heads up on the arrival times on this. And then as we slide the map more to the north, this is rolling down 41 right now, so we all know that portion of 41 that runs east and west, right through a lot of the Fox cities. That portion of the highway is getting hit hard right now, and let's just run a little storm track on that one, just to kind of break this front up into segments. Notice as we stretch this out over the next half an hour or so, Kaukauna right now, Freedom 9:05, Wrightstown 9:07, Town of Lawrence at 9:11, Oneida at 9:13, De Pere at about 9:15, Ashwaubenon at 9:20, and then the city of Green Bay at about 9:22. So in about 20 minutes, this edge, the leading edge, is expected to pass through. Swamico at 9:24, and then Cooperstown. Now that's a rural township up in northern Manitowoc County, coming in at 9:26. All right, so that's what we have for the arrival on that. Let's just clear this storm track off. The good news is, at least we're not seeing a lot of obvious tornadic rotation in any of this. Ryan, perhaps you'll have a little bit of an update on that storm report again.
Yeah, so it was a thunderstorm wind damage 2 miles northeast of Medina in Outagamie County. They reported heavy downfall, severe bending of trees, and winds 60 miles per hour gusting is what they estimated.
Okay, I'm just switching us over to Doppler velocity right now. This is another way to find that leading edge of the really, really strong wind, potentially damaging straight line winds, or if there's going to be a little brief spin up, it's going to be on this leading edge. Essentially where it turns red to green on that line, that's what we're concerned about right now. Let me bring in my polygons just to show what we have for active.
Your Doppler
warnings.
velocity is up there, 59 miles per hour, and that light blue shade you see there.
All right, so as we look at this, this is a very classic indication where we're going to have very strong winds gushing out behind this line. But what we have are these little notches in here, and each one of these little notches is where we could have the potential for a little brief spin up. We have another one right up here. And that is why these events are so hard to warn for, and they're hard to cover. The Weather Service is doing their best. But as I kind of follow this line right down now, so we're moving down into the Clintonville area. Clintonville, you're in the clear from a tornado standpoint. It looks like then into Black Creek, it's Outagamie County now. This is coming into you, and these are the areas again that we really need to watch. And it's very brief. That's the problem. Is they're not long lived. But areas like right through here, just southwest of Black Creek, this is Highway 47 coming out of Black Creek, down into Appleton. Each one of these little areas here is what we're concerned about. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a live look in Little Chute. This is a live look outside. I believe we have Paul Stino down at our bureau. So this is the leading edge is coming right in through the Fox Cities, right on that stretch of 41. Just kind of stick with this here a little bit. Obviously, a pretty nasty storm moving through.
We do have a new tornado warning for northern Sheboygan County, just issued a few minutes ago by the Weather Service. In Milwaukee, it's also including portions of northeastern Fond du Lac County, in effect until 9:30 p.m. Again, what we're seeing a lot of is tornadoes mainly indicated on radar, but nothing confirmed by any spotters at this time.
Okay, so new tornado warning, Sheboygan County until 9:30. It's currently almost 9:04. We've been in sustained warning coverage here because as this line now is impacting our highly populated areas, obviously we need to provide that warning and that heads up. We do know that we are preempting programming this evening. There's numerous ways to go back and watch that show. Breaking weather information will always trump our desire to entertain versus our duty to inform. This is a serious situation in that regard. Numerous tornado warnings that have been issued here this evening. I kind of lost count after 4 or 5. Fond du Lac County alone has had a couple. Now that's been extended into Sheboygan County. Let's go over to Max 1 if we can. Go to Max 1, and we'll run a new storm track. I just want to actually first take a look at what we have for the wind issue here and why we have a new tornado warning. Again, it's going to be right along that edge. This is not the best area for peering into the storm from a radar perspective just because of its distance. But right along this edge, Calvary down through Dotyville, Wacusta, anywhere in here, that's where we'll have the potential for a quick brief spin-up. And that is why the warning has been extended into Sheboygan County. So Sheboygan County, that warning includes places like Plymouth, includes Rhine, Howard's Grove, you should be in your safe spot. Let's see, Howard's Grove, Elkhart Lake, Glen Beulah, Greenbush, St. Cloud. All of you should be seeking shelter right now. The storm itself is just rolling through Mount Calvary at this time. The good news is, Fond du Lac, you are through the worst of it, or at least for now. The storm fronts lined up essentially from Chilton all the way down into the Campbellsport area. That's the problem really for much of Fond du Lac County and Calumet County. So this line extends all the way straight up into the Fox Cities. Let's go back over to the radar and just give you a look at where this is looking pretty intense. And obviously the south end of Lake Winnebago right now, but this is all crossing over, coming back out over land and into northwestern Sheboygan County here shortly. We'll run a storm track on this. What do we have for storm movement on that new warning, Ryan?
The tornado warning in Sheboygan County.
Yeah.
Looking at the report, it is moving at a speed of approximately 55 miles per hour.
Okay, so it's moving at all these storms have been moving 50 plus. But this warning here, let's kind of include this entire warning. All right, so tornado warning, you need to be seeking shelter, lowest level, preferably your basement. That would be for St. Cloud right now. Greenbush at 913, Plymouth at 919, Kiel at 920, Howard's Grove at 928, Mimi at 931, and Newton at 937. That's for the new tornado warning for Fond du Lac and Sheboygan County that runs until 9:30. It's currently 9:07. We just rounded to 9:07. So that is where we're at right now with that part of the storm. And then it's this Boeing signature that I'm not really I'm not happy to see it, frankly, because what happens is we get a lot of wind to form right along this leading edge, right through here, right on the leading edge of my pointer. That is where we're going to have the strongest wind and then potentially a quick brief spin up. This is now just on the doorstep of the city of Green Bay as we take a closer look at this. Not far off now from the city of Green Bay. Roughly about 13 and a half to 14 miles to the southwest of the city of Green Bay. So let's, talking to our production side of our crew here, let's try to get our Green Bay camera ready to go.
Yep, it's all set.
Okay. So severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible in the wording and the tag for the Marinette, Menominee, and O'Connell warning. And then the one that includes the city of Green Bay, Brown, Calumet, Outagamie, 945, tornado threat is also tagged in there. And that is in addition to the damaging straight line wind threat of 70 miles an hour. All right. So this is rolling through Freedom as I'm speaking. If it's rolling through Freedom, that means the town of Lawrence is to you shortly. Get inside, seek shelter, and get yourself situated for when the storm moves through. Skeeton, almost to you. Brilliant, almost to you. This is on top of Sherwood right now in Stockbridge, so the northern side of Lake Winnebago and Chilton, about to you, Rantoul. This is just off to the west of those communities that I'm naming now. Town of Rockland, essentially De Pere and Ledgeview, almost to you, and then eventually into the city of Green Bay, the west side of Green Bay, east over to Bellevue, Denmark. This is all going to be swinging through for you. Northward we go. Heavy thunderstorms now moving through eastern Shawano County and into O'Connell County. Tornado warning that still continues until 9:15, so just a few more minutes. It would include eastern Langley County and Green Lake. This is on top of you, and then northern portions of Menominee County, and everything moving off to the east at a very quick rate, actually northeast at roughly 50 miles per hour. So we're looping this now, and just to show you the movement of everything and how fast this is going to be racing through. The good news is that once this initial front pushes through, we're not expecting a big flare-up of storms behind it. We're going to have a lot of heavy soaking rainfall, but the severe threat is really right along that leading edge, which is good news for us, bad news because we have yet to go through it yet. So tornado warning until 9:15 for Langlade and O'Connell County. We'll keep an eye on that storm. Ryan, do you have any updates on reports?
Yep, just got one a few minutes ago out of Clintonville and Wapaka County. Train spotter reported estimated wind gusts of 70 miles per hour, as well as rainfall rates of over 1 inch per hour, and very frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. And also looking in the Facebook chat as well, a lot of people in, let me look at these towns here, but it looks like we've gotten power outages in Neenah and also Kaukauna as well in the last few minutes. Is also one of our other staff members have said that they have a friend down in Kaukauna who also was reporting that they have power outages as well. So a lot of power outages coming in at this hour from this, excuse me, line that's moving through at this time.
Okay, so this line is almost to Green Bay. You can see how it's moving up 41. It's just on the southwest side. Town of Lawrence, you're going to be getting this here soon, if not already. Ledgeview, town of Rockland, which is essentially the south side of De Pere, and now very quickly here into the city of Green Bay. These storms are warned for winds to 70 miles per hour. We just had a confirmed report in the Clintonville area of that. So kind of brace for that. And then as we take a look at that tornado warning that's still ongoing down in Fond du Lac and Sheboygan County until 9:30. So this should all be wrapped up here probably over the course of the next 30 or 40 minutes, which is good news. This is not going to carry on into an overnight severe weather threat, thankfully, which is never a good case. We're going to have these tornado warnings hopefully wrapped up here shortly over the course of probably the next hour or so by the time this line moves through. We're going to do a broader view now of what we have in place. Also, I just want to remind everybody, I'm just going to save this view just because I don't want to lose it, but I want to remind everybody that officially we have a tornado watch that's in effect until midnight tonight. Tornado watch in effect until midnight tonight for a good swath of the WFRV coverage area. It includes, and it's been a while really since we've had that. There it is, tornado watch until midnight tonight for all the counties shaded in the yellow, and that goes until midnight. So the difference between a warning and a watch, obviously a watch, we don't cover wall to wall. We try to give you a heads up that we have conditions favorable for tornadic development, and that is certainly what we've been having. Ryan, you got an update?
Nope, we're just trying to get the Green Bay webcam in position to take a live look into Green Bay if we want to go to that right now.
Okay.
But no certain reports coming in. I can check here in the...
So the direction that we have this camera that's southeast.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we can spin that over more south, or perhaps looking more down the Fox River or up the Fox River from this vantage point? Because right now we're kind of looking back towards like Manitowoc. So let's spin that around a little more. There we go.
Oh, really good lightning strike we just saw there.
So you're going to see this camera move here shortly, and that's when we're going to be looking at the storm coming in, and there it is. A lot of cloud to ground lightning coming in with this. If there's any positive to report, the really, really nasty part of this line is, at least in terms of the reflectivity, showing a little weakening, a little, not much. You can hear the wind now arriving here on the east side of Green Bay. Hopefully sirens unrelated on Mason Street as well. You probably can't hear it through my mic. But we have a lot of sirens on Mason Street at the moment with this first gust of wind pushing through. It's almost to, well, we're here on the east side, right, kind of by that hospital area, Bell and St. Vincent. Obviously, east side. West side's already feeling it in through Ashwaubenon and De Pere, town of Lawrence. And of course, we can't lose sight of that tornado warning that's still ongoing for a few more minutes, seconds really, for Fond du Lac County. The good news, that tornado warning in northeastern Fond du Lac County is going to be expiring here shortly, roughly 30 seconds. And then the only tornado warning that we're going to have left is that one for northern portions of Sheboygan County. So Sheboygan County, you need to be taking your severe weather plan into action right now. We'll take a peek at that storm and kind of show you what's happening, what's coming in. So anywhere really along this separation between red and green, that's where we could have a quick brief spin up. Right on Highway 23 near Greenbush, it's kind of an area that we'd be watching for. And then up through Kiel, perhaps some damaging winds there. And east of New Holstein already. This is all pushing into western Manitowoc County now, so anywhere along 151 in between Chilton and the city of Manitowoc, so heads up to you there. And then just a little farther north, that Highway 10 run from the west side of Manitowoc essentially heads up to you in Cato, heads up to you in Branch and Reeves Mills. Menchellville and Kellnersville, this is all blowing into you very quickly. And now it looks like southeastern Brown County, certainly some strong wind signatures in there. And then into anywhere in through the town of Lawrence, south side of De Pere, town of Rockland, into De Pere, and into the city of Green Bay. That's what we have for some indications of damaging winds. Also, this extends all the way up. This is such a long line, all the way into eastern Shawano County, the city of Shawano. You are in more of the clear, but right on 29, moving out of Shawano, in between Shawano and Pulaski, there is certainly some signatures there that would be of concern, and I'm talking about this area right through here. So here is Cecil, just south of Cecil. Here's Pulaski. This is all coming toward you in Pulaski. All right, Highway 41 in S, this is Freedom. So if you travel 41, you know you pass by County S, Freedom Road. It's I-41 right there. That's what you're looking at live, courtesy of the DOT camera network. A lot of heavy rain, a lot of gusty wind, strong winds, potentially up to 60 or 70 miles per hour. You can see it, that road spray in the headlights there and how it's blowing around as cars pass by. Looks like a lot of cars are heeding the warning, slowing down. That's certainly, you don't want to be traveling in these conditions. So again, that's a live picture coming in from the DOT camera network. That would be I-41 in County S, essentially Freedom Road. The mark is located just to the left there in this view as we're looking. So actually we're looking northeast, excuse me. So we're not, we don't see the Mark Supper Club in this view, but you get the picture. A lot of folks, you can just see that the rain just rushing on the surface of the road there as people are driving by. So some nasty, nasty storms. Let's go back to Max 1, and I just want to continue what we're highlighting here for a damaging wind threat just east of Shawano, south of Cecil, right along 29. So this will be rolling in just west of Pulaski in moments, and then northward. And again, we've got some signatures here. These are warned, and rightfully so, where we could have some brief spin up or damaging wind gusts all along this line right here. This is the line that we're focusing on. So this is moving into now just west of Lakewood and essentially all of Oconto County. It's just moving into the western side of Oconto County. So we have Townsend, we have Lakewood in there, we have Mountain, we have Breed, we have Suring, Gillett, Kelly Lake area, Spruce. All those townships in there in Oconto County. Be prepared for some very, very strong wind that's coming through right now. It could be in excess of 60 miles per hour. The area along 29 is of greatest concern right now. So Bondo Well, this is on top of you. Be seeking shelter with this. Again, these are, so what you're looking at, typically we show you reflectivity. What you're looking at here is Doppler velocity, and this is how we can pick out where the wind's rotating and where the wind is potentially gushing out wind gusts that could be, do some damage. All right, I'm just taking a peek at the northern branch of this, and so yeah, northwestern Oconto County, seek shelter. We have the rain that has now arrived here on the east side. I can hear it pounding on our roof. Looks like the Weather Service is allowing this to be handled by severe thunderstorm warnings. All right, I'm going to take you back over to reflectivity, something that you're more used to looking at. And we have a severe line of storms moving through all of essentially the core viewing area now, Fond du Lac all the way up through Green Bay. This is almost to the lakeshore. We have one tornado warning that is in effect for eastern Fond du Lac County and northwestern Sheboygan County. That tornado warning, you need to heed that warning, get to your lowest level. Other locations throughout much of northeast Wisconsin, the severe thunderstorm warnings include the potential for tornadoes and straight line winds to 70 miles per hour. It's currently 9:20. We've been in sustained coverage of these tornado warnings that have been rolling through much of northeast and east central Wisconsin here this evening. It's all started as a line of tornadic storms moved out of Iowa and then eventually into southwest Wisconsin. And we've been expecting these storms in this time frame. It was always in that 7 p.m. to about 11 o'clock time frame that we were expecting as early as yesterday already. We're trying to give a heads up, and they're certainly here. And it's been such an active, almost every other day thing now with rain around here. We are starting to get waterlogged, and this is not going to help things. We're going to pick up a quick inch, possibly 2 inches of rain just for this evening with this line of storms. So make sure your sump pump is in good working order. Hopefully, you have your downspouts attached so you can get that water to rush away from the foundation versus into your foundation. If you're along the lakeshore up through the Door Peninsula, you still have a little time to check on some of those last minute things before these storms roll through. But I would anticipate over the course of the next 30 to 45 minutes, a lot of this threat for severe weather is going to be coming to an end. And at this time, we are on the air sustained because we do have and have had plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. He's actually covering much of the viewing area at some point in time. So it's currently 9:21. What we're going to do is we're going to stay with this until the expiration of the tornado warning at 9:30. So we are at 9:21 and a half. We're going to be making sure that those folks and our viewers in northern Sheboygan County get the coverage they deserve. Man, I can really hear the wind whipping through right now. Do you have any updates, Ryan?
Nope, but just from the Weather Service office in Green Bay, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Brown County, Calumet County, Door County, Kewaunee County, and Manitowoc County. This one will last until right at 10 o'clock, and main hazards are wind gusts approaching 60 miles per hour, and there is no hail being reported in this hazard report as of right now.
Okay, I'm told we have 33,000 people without power this evening. Do we have a more of kind of a pinpointed location on that, Tim? All right, Oshkosh. 15,000 without power in and around Oshkosh, in and around Winneconne. We did get a storm report, Ryan. You said Clintonville had a storm report of a measured wind gust at 70.
I can go back to it and give me 1 second. There's a lot of reports rather that came in the last little bit. Finding it here, yes, 70 miles per hour in Clintonville by a trained spotter with 1 inch per hour rainfall rate as well. And then just a second ago, the Weather Service did report a 56 or 57 mile per hour wind gust rather at the NWS office in Green Bay on the west side near the airport by a trained NWS reporter who has sent out that report. So
all right,
that's what we got us right now.
So hopefully, everyone joining us here this evening, hopefully you heeded the warnings. We've been talking about the anticipation of this severe weather event for about a 36-hour period. Hopefully, especially those without power, hopefully you have a way to, obviously if you don't have power, you're not watching us right now. And if you know of somebody that is without power, do what you can to give them a hand tonight, because it's going to take these crews a while to get power back up at night, especially with active thunderstorms happening. And, earlier this spring when we had that widespread wind event and we lost all the power for days on end for some communities, and how challenging that can be. Make sure that you're trying to lend a hand if you have a generator, whatever you can do. So you're looking live there. This is, so the storm's ripping right through Green Bay right now. This is our camera located on top of the Neville Public Museum. The camera now is pointed essentially back toward Lambeau Field or in that general direction. Can't see it though. We are right kind of through the worst of this storm right now. It's currently 9:24, and it will continue to move off to the east-northeast rapidly here. Hopefully this thing just kind of scoots through here without a whole lot of damage. In terms of warnings, we have a very broad severe thunderstorm warning that includes much of Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and Door County. That just got issued. That's in anticipation of this line coming through. And then the good news is up north, no more tornado warnings. We are done with the tornado warnings up north, but a very nasty storm moving through and severe storm at that, O'Connell County. So even though this is not tornado warned, wind gusts of 60 to potentially 70 miles per hour. This is all moving quickly into Marinette County. where southern Marinette, you're also included in the warning. That runs until 10 o'clock. They do have the tornado possible threat tag on there as well. Considerable threat, winds to 70. We cannot let our guard down just yet if you have not been at the brunt of these storms. Just kind of taking a look at these storms out of the Marquette site, and they look certainly potent. Everything coming through now. Good news is essentially Ashwaubenon, in and around where the National Weather Service is located, the airport, southward into Lawrence, over into northern Outagamie County, the threat is really diminished. Where we have the greatest concern at this time would be northeastern Brown County. So all of the communities located essentially east of Green Bay, which would include Dykesville, town of Scott, rolling through Bellevue right now, and then eventually right down 29 and into Kewaunee County. That's where the storm is really packing a punch at this time. Following that line, western Manitowoc County, you're under the gun right now as well. So Menchellville, right along Highway 10 into Brillion, and then Clark's Mills. Looks like the worst of this is riding right along 151, Chilton, and then east over into Manitowoc. So Manitowoc, you have yet to deal with this. Two Rivers, you have yet to deal with this. This is all coming in fairly quickly. We do have that tornado warning that runs until 9:30. So we're coming up at 9:27 now, just a few more minutes. What we're going to do is once we get through this tornado warning, we are going to go back to programming. It's roughly 9:30. We're going to gather the very latest. If we get any more tornado warnings, of course, we'll come right back with you for sustained coverage. But it looks like this line, as it continues to push east, should be wrapped up as we get to news time at 10 o'clock. We're going to gather the very latest and have an update for you, of course, at 10, including your full forecast, which includes much more tranquil weather than what we're enduring here for tonight. Just recap the storm reports here again, Ryan. We had a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust out of Clintonville.
Yep.
Power outages.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of power outage reports both in our Facebook group chat, Facebook chat rather, with the live stream, and then also in our Slack chat with the Green Bay Air office. They're getting a lot of reports of trees and wires down in Kaukauna, Little Chute areas. Also getting a report of a semi tripped over in Kaukauna, so a lot of reports coming in, and we'll just be following them as they keep going over the next few hours or so.
All right, so coming up to 9:28, I do want to say this, what's happening north of Green Bay, running through north-south through Oconto County. It's almost to Oconto Falls. Very, very potent line of storms coming through there. So be certainly seeking shelter and getting to a safe spot. Again, we could have a tornado quickly spin up, even though we don't have a warning. The environment's such, right along this leading edge, anywhere in there, it's certainly possible. We've seen these cases before. You wake up in the morning and you go, what happened? Clearly more than just a typical thunderstorm. This is the setup we're in. So right along the tip of my arrow there, as we follow all the way straight down through Oconto County, this is all going to be moving into Marinette County. And so you need to be taking your, certainly your warning seriously. Communities right along that 141 run, Wasaki, Middle Inlet, Crivets, Beaver, Pound and Coleman, down toward Lena and Abrams as well. Right along that 141 split to 41, all through there. This line's coming in, it's coming in fast. So we could have winds that exceed 60 miles per hour all through here, due to this line that's coming in out to your west. All right, so we're coming up on 9:29 now. We have the worst of that tornado-warned cell coming out of Fond du Lac County, as you see, and it's about to move into northwestern portions of Sheboygan County. I'm just going to quickly take a look at some of the wind velocities here, see if I see anything of note. Okay. Plymouth, Howard's Grove, this is all quickly racing into you. Again, there could be a quick, brief spin up anywhere from Plymouth to Howard's Grove. Tornado warned storm for you running until 9:30, which is right now. So we'll have to see how the Weather Service handles this. Most likely going back to a severe thunderstorm warning. All right. So right now, the tornado threat is not over. We have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings that are lined up all along this line, all the way from Fond du Lac up through Green Bay and then into the Northwoods. Lakeshore communities, you should brace for winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour potentially. We could have brief spin-up tornadoes. If we have any additional tornado warnings between now and the top of the hour when we go on for our 10 o'clock report, we certainly will bring you that update. But for right now, make sure you're in your safe spot. We're going to get you back to a little bit of programming here before we get to the 10 o'clock news. This has been sustained coverage